Here's a recap of day one of the All In Summit. Hello everyone. I am at the All In Summit. This is the conference for fans of the All In podcast. I went to the very first conference in Miami 2 years ago, and now it is the third summit in Los Angeles. And I plan to do a daily vlog for the 3 days of the conference, talking about my key takeaways each day. But today, the first day, there hasn't actually been any programming, any speakers. And so instead, I thought I'd just talk about what the conference has been like so far and some interesting observations. So today there were two events. There was a welcome party and registration, and then there was an evening dinner. So the welcome party and reception, this is where you got your All-In badge. Unfortunately, registration was like, I don't know, when I got there, I had to stand in line for like an hour. So not the best. Another person needed to stand in line for like an hour and a half. It was really, really hot in the sun. So I think there's maybe things they could have done to like speed up that process. But I really loved the welcome party because the first time around, there was no kind of initial daytime welcome event. You just went at some point during the day to pick up your badge at the conference center, but people weren't hanging out. It was kind of an in and out thing. And then your first chance to meet people was at the evening party, which was cool, but was just also like very loud and hard to talk and hear people. So I really, really appreciated this daytime event. It was out on the lawn of where we're going to be for the next 2 days. There's some food stands, there were poker games, but mostly just like mingling and talking to people. I ran into two batchmates from YC. I ran into one of my PhD classmates, which was super cool. And then there were two really brief appearances, one by Freeberg, one by Jason on stage. I don't know what they said because it was really loud and hard to hear. I met some awesome folks from Groq, which is the new AI chip company that's like 10 times faster inference than any other chip on the market today. So that was really cool. And then there was a little bit of a break and the evening dinners. And so there were dinners all around the city that were based on kind of interest groups. It was called Birds of a Feather Flock Together. The interest group that I attended was AI and machine learning. And we went to Eataly, and the entire Eataly was actually reserved for All-In events. There were two separate floors. There was one AI floor and one crypto floor. And we just basically like sat down at a random table and got to chat and hang out with a bunch of people. I had the best time with the people I sat with. They were all really, really cool. I met one of the co-founders of Minion AI, which is one of the top AI agent companies. And we just had this super far-ranging conversation from AI and will the definition of GDP need to change once AI agents are like a predominant economic producer in the economy, to American healthcare contrasted to like Korean and Singaporean healthcare and Indian healthcare, to the moment people stopped believing in the media, to fancy watches, to politics. It was a ton of fun. And one observation, which I noticed the first time around at the first All-In Summit as well, is that fans of the pod are really independent thinkers. They have opinions that I've either never heard before or combinations of opinions that I don't know anyone who has. So it's really interesting. I think the state of the US today, and especially political views and geopolitical views, when you know one thing someone believes, you kind of know most of the things they believe, which is really, really unfortunate and means that most people just don't think for themselves. They just kind of believe a set of given beliefs that are associated with like viewpoint A or viewpoint B. But that's really not the case here. And people love engaging in debates and conversations and asking each other questions. And so that has just been a blast. That's what I really loved from the first time around, and that's continued so far. So for tomorrow, word on the street is that there is going to be Secret Service that is doing the security checks in the morning. And we're supposed to arrive really early. So I have been racking my brain trying to figure out like who it's going to be. I don't think it's Trump or Kamala, maybe like Obama or a former president, but I think probably most likely a VP candidate. I mean, likely JD Vance, given that he's friends with the All In Pod folks. So we shall see. I'm really excited for the first day of programming tomorrow, and I will make sure to share all the juicy, interesting key takeaways with you guys. So thanks for watching, and until tomorrow.